Dear friends of wise old age, I want to start this conversation about sexuality and health with a question. How many of you, as you pass the age of 60, have noticed changes in your body that perhaps weren't there before things don't work the same as they did 20 or 30 years ago? And among those changes, the male member also undergoes transformations. But don't worry, it's not a reason for shame or alarm. It's all part of the beautiful journey of life. Today I want to speak from knowledge and experience on a subject that is often hidden under a veil of silence, but affects millions of men. The changes that the male member undergoes from the age of 60 onwards. I do so with all the respect, affection and professionalism that the topic deserves. This talk is designed especially for those who have already crossed the 50-year barrier and are living the stage of maturity with questions and doubts. So if you are in this wonderful phase of life, I invite you to stay with me until the end. I promise it will be an enriching conversation, filled with useful information. The human body is in constant change from the time we are born until our last days. Every part of us transforms, and the male member is no exception. But what changes can we expect after 60? What is happening to you? And is it normal? Most importantly, how can you maintain a satisfying, intimate life? Despite these changes, we're going to explore these questions together. The first noticeable change in the male member is a decrease in elasticity over time. The tissues of this part of the body tend to become less flexible. This isn't unique to the member. It's a natural part of aging that affects the whole body. Muscles lose some of their tone and skin, including that of the member, becomes thinner and less elastic. This change directly impacts stiffness during intimacy. Before your 60s, most men can achieve and maintain erections more easily. However, with age, this response may become slower or less firm. This is closely linked to a biological phenomenon that is essential to understand blood circulation after age 60. It's common for blood flow to be less efficient than in youth. The blood that fills the corpora cavernosa during arousal reaches with less force. Additionally, blood vessel walls may become thicker, a phenomenon known as atherosclerosis, which further complicates the process. Erectile dysfunction is one of the most common issues in men over 60. According to medical studies, between 40% and 70% of men experience some degree of erectile dysfunction at this age. But don't be alarmed. While it is common, there are many ways to address it. Both physically and mentally, it is not an inescapable destiny, and many men continue to enjoy an active, intimate life. Another crucial factor affecting the male member after 60 is the decrease in testosterone level. Testosterone is the hormone responsible for sexual desire and many other functions in the male body. From around age 40, its production begins to decline gradually, but this decline becomes more pronounced after 60 with lower testosterone levels. It's normal for men to feel a decrease in sexual desire. The strength of intimacy. Beyond 60, sexual desire may not be as strong as it was in youth, and the urge for intimacy might occur less frequently. However, this does not mean that pleasure disappears. This is where the importance of learning to rediscover sexuality comes in at this age. Intimacy can be less impulsive, but deeper and more emotionally connected. It's the ideal moment to explore new ways of experiencing intimacy, where pleasure is not measured solely by the rigidity of the member, but by the quality of the connection with your partner. After the age of 60, it is common for men to experience decreased sensitivity in the member. This reduction in the ability to perceive stimuli can make reaching climax more difficult or take longer. Some men also report that pleasure feels different, perhaps less intense than in earlier years. This change is partly due to the loss of elasticity and reduced blood flow mentioned earlier. It's also influenced by decreased nerve endings. This change in sensation can be disconcerting at first, but with patience and proper guidance, it is possible to adapt to these new sensations and continue to enjoy a satisfying, intimate life. It's important to remember that sexuality and maturity should not be compared to that of youth. Instead, it should be seen as a new stage of exploration and growth. It's not all about the body. The mind also plays a vital role in how we experience sexuality at any age. Often, men over 60 may feel a loss of self-confidence due to physical changes. Erectile dysfunction or a lack of desire can lead to feelings of frustration, anxiety, or even embarrassment. However, it's crucial to remember that sexuality is not defined solely by physical performance. Emotional intimacy and open communication with your partner are fundamental elements for maintaining a satisfying relationship. There is no need to be afraid to discuss these issues with your partner. On the contrary, doing so can strengthen emotional bonds and deepen the relationship. Male psychology also plays a significant role in how these changes are perceived. Some men may view them as a loss of masculinity or power, but in reality, they are just a natural evolution of the body. This is where the importance of educating oneself and destigmatizing aging lies, dear friends. The changes that the male member experiences after age 60 are not a sentence. They are simply part of a new phase of life. This stage is full of wisdom, where sexuality transforms but does not disappear. With knowledge, patience, and good communication with our partner, we can continue to enjoy intimacy in deeper and more meaningful ways than ever before. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment, share it, and subscribe to our channel Wise Old Age, Sexuality and Health to continue learning about these important topics in our mature years. Until next time.